Well, we need to understand the way this new generation interacts with now. They are getting used to a more natural language interaction, like ChatGPT style interaction. And that's probably the emerging human-computer interaction that we need to take into account in the way we design our product.
As WIT marks its 20th year in 2025, we turn the spotlight on our community to tell their stories and share their views on the evolution of online travel and technology. Conversations on Turning 20 is the collective story of WIT. As a Chinese saying goes, 以古为鉴，可以知兴替. By using history as a mirror, one can understand the rise and fall of things.
We started 13 years ago, and I joined shortly after. When we started, we had a simple question, right? How do we make travel more accessible? How do we make the world accessible to Indonesians? And it's such a simple question, but very hard to answer. Indonesia itself is a developing economy. If you I think 13 years ago, travel booking was hardly made online. And we were very scrappy. So we had to be very scrappy because a lot of the problems are there, but there's no infrastructure to do to solve those problems. We as a group had shared the empathy and appreciation of these challenges that happen early in the days. And me personally, I was very excited, coming out of a small town, being able to work on a solution together with the group to solve real problem that's faced by average Indonesians, and actually made real positive contribution to an imperfect place like Indonesia. We employed we were very hands-on, and we had to build something that's very bespoke. For example, we as an online, we are known as an online travel tech company, but not many people know that the first problem that we had to solve was around payment. So we didn't build that. So we had to build a hardware to scale bank transfer, because at the time, typical transaction was done via manual bank-to-bank transfer. You give me your bank account, and I would transfer the money manually. But that one usually is very hard to know, like, who's sending the money, and it's just very difficult if you have hundreds or thousands of transactions happening at the same time. So that's the first thing we solved. We built a hardware really to scale bank to bank transfer. And turned out the solution was really successful, and we managed to scale our flight booking transaction at the time. Later, at the same time, I think we were a bit ahead of our time. So the challenges at the time was that the banking infrastructure wasn't ready for online commerce, online travel booking. The airline infrastructure also wasn't ready, because majority of their booking was offline. So I think for me, it took a lot of my time to share this vision, to make them understand, to paint a picture of the future, and really convince them that, hey, you guys need to invest in this the infrastructure, and it's really, we cannot stop this anymore, because the customers are looking for it, right? They really want to make booking online, and if you don't invest in this, you won't be able to compete also with the rest of the players. So it's really about convincing and educating them that it's important to build the infrastructure for them. We were just a bunch of kids, and I think a lot of airlines view us as just saw us as these new kids on the block that create nuisance for them. So it's very hard to be taken seriously. But to me, it was a challenge, right? So it's a challenge. We want you to know that this is serious, and uh, you know, we really want them to understand and really believe that we truly can create a positive impact to the industry. And so we work really hard because none of us came from um, a family who has connection. So for us, it's very hard to get through the door to get to the right decision makers, and even get a meeting with the right person. So we really had to work very hard and take our time to be able to get that recognition. But if we fast forward to today, quite uh, I'm quite proud and privileged that the government, the partners, airline, accommodation, travel activities, as well as the communities really view us as a change maker in the travel and tourism industry, and that's really if you remember where we were 13 years ago, I really think we've made a lot of progress. The second defining moment was COVID, and I'm sure you remember what happened. But for us, um, up until COVID, it was uh, you know it was a time where capital was more accessible. So we our focus was really grow, right? So we wanted to grow at all costs, right? And but COVID really changed how we operate as a company for good, permanently. Um, when COVID happened, when travel stopped, we thought very hard how we can still grow fast, however, but in a sustainable way. And it's not easy for at least for us at the time. But that translated into a permanent habit. To give you an example, how we allocate capital today, we always try to allocate capital wisely to make sure that every dollar that we invest in generate the right return on investment. Um, so we scaled back on some of the businesses that are not really relevant. For example, food delivery and others, and really focus on key businesses that matters to us. We also invested a lot in automation to create a better user experience, and at the same time reducing the cost of operations. And we've invested heavily since COVID and still doing so until today. Um, and lastly, we now always operate with financial discipline in mind, and all this habit was created during COVID. So that is the big defining moment for me, and also for Traveloka as a whole. Yeah, the reason we switched from Meta to Booking, I think there are a few reasons. The first one, when Indonesians book through us as a Meta, even though we directed to our partner, but they still call us if there's problem with the ticket. So we are still serving. So we weren't really Meta. We are probably a Meta search, but with a customer service. All right. So and secondly, there were not many online customers, online buyers, online players who are using the Meta search service. So the airline wasn't ready to pay. There was not many online travel agents at the time. So the business model was a bit too early to start at the time. Which is why we think, hey, why don't we help the customers to book on our platform? Um, and hence, I talk about the airline infrastructure, right? So even as a booking platform, the airline infrastructure wasn't ready at the time. So there's this whole lot of backend infrastructures uh, that wasn't ready to handle all this online travel demand, where we really had to play a role in really shaping one by one. Well, I think when you know of course it didn't happen overnight, but I think I remember a conversation when I meet airlines. They started saying, "Hey, about half of our planes are filled by uh, people buying from Traveloka." So that's really a proud moment when they say that we actually bring business to you guys. So that's really a validation of our work, and in a way recognition of what we can do for our partners. No, it wasn't a problem. I think it was more like a validation and recognition of our value for our partners. And at the airport, I started seeing, at the time there was no people had to print boarding pass, right? They got, sorry, not boarding pass, the e-ticket. They got used to, they still they were still used to printing, the paper ticket. And you can see when you line up to check in at the airport, you can see about half of them maybe bringing like Traveloka printed tickets. So that's really like, yeah, a really moment where it's really a validation of what you do really it's working. I really think that for a platform having a not necessarily a home market, but really a scale in specific category, and and sizable customer base for that specific category, that really matters. So people know what your brand stands for. For us, I think Traveloka, people know this is a place where you buy travel in Southeast Asia, flight tickets, accommodation, for travel activities. So it's really, I think it's really having a sizable scale in specific category in one market that really matters. That's what I believe. However, I think what we've been doing as a company. Of course, now we are operating in uh, eight markets in APAC. Uh, uh, of course, from there, then we what we did was trying to replicate what we did in Indonesia to other markets with local flavor, and so on and so on. And so far, it's been quite working. And yeah, we are a big believer of that approach, localization. I think for Traveloka, uh, we've expanded from Indonesia only travel platform to now operating in 8 markets in Asia Pacific. Most recently, we entered Australia last year, and earlier in the year we entered Japan. Um, but that's where that's where the opportunity is, right? Within Asia Pacific, there are this growing middle class segment who are eager to travel, and but for us, we are still figuring out, right? Now, it doesn't mean what worked in Indonesia really works immediately in Australia. So the way we capture opportunities to understand what the local customer preference is, and really tweak our solution based on the local preference. So our playbook in Indonesia won't work in Japan. So we will have to understand what Japanese travelers want and really tweak our offerings. For example, in Indonesia, we have been given the strength of our brand. Our focus is really now on building and strengthening our inventories, um, talking to our partners, airline partners, accommodation partners, travel activities partners, the government, to make sure we can present the best selection and most affordable travel products for our customers. But in Japan, we nobody knows Traveloka. So it's really about introducing our brand to the market. It's about building credibility, which is why we've been working closely with local partners as well as organization like JETRO, the Japan External Trade Organization, to really discuss with them how can we leverage our our platform to further their economy in tourism. So there's a lot of opportunity that can be captured through collaboration and understanding of each market. What differentiates us? I mean, we are scrappy still, and that's what we like. We came from an environment where infrastructure is just not ready, not there. So I think being able to accept that imperfection, maybe that differentiate us from the rest, and we are willing to uh, to really be flexible and make adjustment to be able to cater the local market. Not sure if it's being Asian, but more like where we came from, that how we grew up as a company, that really helps sets us apart in entering new market. No, absolutely agree. I think Indonesia, a lot of the bookings are still happen offline. For example, accommodation, online penetration is still like I can't remember the number, but it's there's still a lot of there will be a lot of offline to online movement. So there's still room for growth in travel. Travel activities is just starting, right? It's a new category. People are now used to make the bookings through online platform, and uh, and in terms of inbound, Indonesia is increasingly popular as a destination. Not so people start thinking not only Bali, but there are actually more destinations in Indonesia to visit, like Yogyakarta, um, Semarang, Bandung, and so on and so on. And these are destinations where I think lies the opportunity. And I mean, for Traveloka to capture those inbound travelers, not only directly from our platform from Southeast Asia to Indonesia, but we also work with a number of partners to through our B2B business to share our inventory, and they can sell to their own market and bring travelers to Indonesia. So I truly believe, I mean, Indonesia, there's still a lot of room for growth. Uh, yeah, I never thought of that. But of course, right? Which is why, I mean, we've been actively sharing our inventories as well. In markets where we operate outside Indonesia, so the way we work with tourism boards also. The For example, the Ministry of Tourism in Indonesia, to bring in inbound travelers, promoting destinations. We work with influencers to promote new destinations. We actually have quite a sizable network of influencers, and of course promoting alternative destinations. So people don't just go to Bali. but they are actually more place to go. Not only Indonesia, but we work with a number of tourism boards, like we work with VNet in Vietnam, TAT in Thailand, to promote less known destinations. So yeah, I guess yeah, we never really explicitly say that as a mission, but in fact that's what we have been doing. I think if you think from the customer point of view, Indonesian travelers, they don't just travel domestically. Yes, we want to make travel accessible by Indonesians at the time, and now Southeast Asian travelers. But Indonesians and Southeast Asians, they travel beyond Indonesia. So for example, within Southeast Asia, they travel to Malaysia, travel to Vietnam, Thailand, and hence having presence in each of these destinations. Also, in a way, serving this mission. We also, of course, not. Yeah, we also work indirectly with our partners to be able to really make other destinations accessible by Southeast Asians, such as European destinations, American destinations, and so on. So to make travel accessible, it's not just from the the source market point of view, but also there's also supply point of view, where we need to be able to present a wide range of selections to make them accessible, to make it easy to book, to find, and most importantly, the price is competitive for them. In the long run, we want to make positive contribution, and we believe it's important for us to contribute to make tourism more sustainable. And I'm very excited about having tourism that is more responsible, more sustainable. We as a platform can play a role in there. We have millions of people engaged with our platform every day. We have more than 40 million monthly active users engaged in our platform, and we believe we can make a great we can make an impact and really guide our customers in large scale, educate them about sustainable travel options, as well as presenting the options in our platform. The winners, I believe, are those who can present affordable travel products to the customers, as well as those who make these sustainable travel options visible in the platform. So I'm very excited about that future. I think the behavior will be different from my experience. I mean, for me, as a child, travel was a luxury, because travel was expensive long time ago. But today, as I think for our kids, they are savvy. They are more savvy. They are as a traveler, they've seen a lot of places, and travel are actually more affordable. So and to them, they are not first time traveler, and they probably care more about. They want more option. They want more quality. They are probably more aware of the impact of travel on the environment. I would say their generations are more informed thanks to social media. So it will be a different way of travel. I think I would imagine as a platform really understanding what this type of travelers want, being able to create a hyper personalized offer. That's very important, and that's where AI plays a role, right? Truly understand what your our customer wants, and presenting the option that they are looking for. I don't think we haven't got to that point yet, to be frank. But what we are trying to build, at least to as a platform, we are trying to make sure that what the user sees is personalized to what they really are looking for, and we want to make travel as seamless as possible. So the conversation with our partners goes beyond just price, transactions, and commercial, right? It really touch the post travel experience. How do we handle disruption in travel? How do we make sure that customer experience is great, right? That's really what matters to us. In the world of AI, it's really about building using AI to build a very personalized platform in the future. So it's as if as if the platform will be your personal concierge. So we want travel disruption not becoming a headache for customers, and that really that requires a lot of conversation with our partners. How do we handle changes in the itinerary and so on and so on. So ultimately, we are seeing a future where our customers don't have to worry if there is travel disruption in their travel. The platform will take care for them. They don't have to call customer service. Everything happens in the back end. So hoping we can get there at some point. No, I think no, that's a good question. I cannot predict the future. But I think human. I think all this emergence in AI. I really think this is just a tool, and this is a new tool. That's a new technology. Human just needs to really know how to use this tool, right? Change the workflow. How do you take advantage? It's just about learning new tools. So human will still be there. Maybe enhanced, right? They will be more productive, smarter with the support of this new tool. Just like how we use Excel for the first time. I think it was called Lotus 123, if I remember. And that's a game changer, right? So it's very similar. That's my opinion. Well, we need to understand the way this new generation interacts with. Now they are getting used to a more natural language interaction, like ChatGPT style interaction, and that's probably the emerging human-computer interaction that we need to take into account in the way we design our product. That, if you ask me, that's probably it. Yeah, we are seeing. I think we're seeing it's more natural for human to interact with computer with app using natural language. It's becoming popular these days. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's a very hard question. Maybe. Yeah, even 5 years from now, it's very difficult. But we want. But our platform, we think, will act as a personal concierge for our customers. It will be hyper personalized, as I said. The platform will know us better than we do, and be able to help plan travel very quickly, very fast. Make the right recommendation for seamless travel, managing travel disruption seamlessly in the background. So travel will be a lot more personalized and seamless. That's the future we're probably seeing. No, I think, the role that we've played is really uncovering destinations, right? In Indonesia, um, there are, if you remember, if you know, long time ago, people know destination by word of mouth, or maybe they read in newspaper, magazine. But what we are doing is actually showing more destinations. By showing these new destinations to our customers, working with local partners, in that community, we are bringing more travelers into that less popular destinations. And by having travelers go there, it creates opportunity for the local people, who then, for them, uh, they can uh, offer services to the tourists. So our role here as a platform is really creating that, I would say, economic multiplier through in tourism. Um, Not only just for the same popular destinations like Bali, but there are other destinations, smaller destinations, that we hope I hope that we can really create positive impact on.